and welcome to Ask Angelika. Hello, Angelika.
Hello, Steven. Wie geht's?
Es geht mir gut, danke. How's that?
Perfect.
Excellent. Okay. Would you like to explain where we are this week?
Okay, right. Well, we're going to visit Hamelin. And those of you who've been watching before, we've been visiting a different place in Germany since the beginning of the year in alphabetical order. So far, we've been to Aachen, Bonn, Celle, Donauwörth, Essen, Freiburg, Görlitz. So today we needed a place with H. And as we'd already done Hamburg last year.
We have, yes.
We're going to Hamelin.
But it's
most people probably know about the place.
Well, yeah, but they don't know it. I mean, the place itself is called Hameln.
Hameln, yeah.
Isn't it?
Yeah, that's what it's called in German. So we're going to Hameln.
But people notice something else, which we'll discover as we're going along. Right now, the way this works is that Angelika's chosen the city we're visiting this week and put together 10 sentences about the city. I'm going to read them out, and Angelika is going to correct my pronunciation, and then we're going to translate each sentence in turn. If you are watching live, welcome. If you're watching the replay, welcome, and you can practice along as we go through the sentences as Ask Angelika visits Hameln. Okay, so phrase 1. Hameln ist eine Stadt in Niedersachsen.
Yeah, well done. I don't need to correct it. Hameln ist eine Stadt in Niedersachsen.
We are doing well. So, translation number 1. I forgot.
Too late.
Well, it was too late, but it was straightforward. Hamelin, now you might recognize where we are, is a town in Lower Saxony. So, yeah. Phrase 2, now that we know where we are. I'll slow down a bit. Hameln ist bekannt durch die Sage vom Rattenfänger von Hameln.
Hameln ist bekannt durch die Sage vom Rattenfänger von Hameln.
Right.
Die Sage vom Rattenfänger von Hameln. I bet as soon as people hear this in English, they know what it is.
Indeed. Hameln is best known from the story of the rat catcher of Hamelin.
Well, Rattenfänger means rat catcher, yes, but the story in English is actually called slightly different. And Sage is a legend.
Ah, right, the legend.
Yeah, okay. So the legend, but the legend in English is not called the rat catcher.
No, it's called the Pied Piper of Hamelin.
Exactly.
Which brings us to translation. Hamelin is known from the legend of the Pied Piper from Hamelin. So there's no comparison, because we're not doing a literal translation, are we?
Well, the story isn't. It's the story in English is not called. I don't know why it's not called the rat catcher of Hamelin. It doesn't quite sound the same, is it?
No, it's not got the same. Well, it's obviously, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, actually, the person was both. He was a Pied Piper and he was a rat catcher. So the original German story says Rattenfänger, whereas the English translation says Pied Piper.
Okay. Phrase 3. So laut der Geschichte 130 Kinder aus Hameln verschwunden.
Yeah, I had the sentence first with both numbers together, and I thought, no, I can't do that to Steven, so I changed it.
Thank you.
1284 sind laut der Geschichte 130 Kinder aus Hameln verschwunden.
Right. So we're going back a bit in time. In 1284, the story says 130 children from Hamelin disappeared.
Yeah, laut der Geschichte means according to the story.
Right. Okay. So translation is According to the story, 130 children disappeared from Hamelin in 1284. Phrase 4. Das Hamelner Museum hat die größte Rattenfänger-Sammlung weltweit. Weltweit.
Das Hamelner Museum hat die größte Rattenfänger-Sammlung weltweit.
Yeah. Now, the picture behind me is from Hamelin. I don't know whether it's a museum behind me or not. So
I can just about see the word Playmobil on one of this. So it looks like it's a toy shop. So the one just behind you, exactly behind you, it looks like it's a very pretty shop, isn't it? It looks like it's a toy shop because it's advertising Playmobil.
Yeah, they're very tall buildings as well, aren't they? 3-4 stories.
Beautiful.
Beautiful.
Fairy tale story, which sort of takes us nicely to the next sentence, but you haven't translated this one yet.
Right. Thank you. Hamelin's museum has the biggest rat catcher collection. It's worldwide. Right. Hamelin Museum has the biggest worldwide collection of Rattenfänger-Sammlung. Ich weiß nicht. Das ist
Sammlung is a collection. It's not a rat catcher collection. It is a Pied Piper collection. So everything to do with a fairy tale rather than everything to do with catching rats.
Hamelin has the world's largest collection of Pied Piper memorabilia. But it doesn't say that in the translation. Close. Hamelin Museum has the largest Pied Piper collection in the world. And just to go back to the sentence, which I'm trying. Okay, sorry, I've missed a beat. Let me go. Let me go to. It's okay. We'll get there. I've got it. I lost it. Take longer. No. Okay, I'm back on track. Hamelin Museum has the largest Pied Piper collection in the world. Okay, phrase 5. Mit dieser symbolic. I'm going to read it twice. Okay, once to myself and then once out loud. Mit dieser Symbolfigur des Rattenfängers ist Hameln auch Teil der Deutschen Märchenstraße.
Mit dieser Symbolfigur des Rattenfängers ist Hameln auch Teil der Deutschen Märchenstraße.
Oh. With the symbolic figure of the Pied Piper, Hamelin is also one of Germany's largest markets. No, I've gone totally
it's not a
wrong
market.
There.
Teil is a part. So it's part of the German Märchen are fairy tales. It's a German fairy tale route.
So people can actually go around town and got it. So
it's a bit longer than round town. The next sentence will tell you a little bit more. The next 2 sentences, actually.
Okay. So the translation is, with this symbolic figure of the red Pied Piper, Hamelin is also part of the German fairy tale route. And we do say route because we're in England. We don't say route.
Exactly. We're in England.
We are. Die Deutsche Märchenstraße ist eine Touristenattraktion in Deutschland.
Yeah, don't fall for attraction. That's English. Attraktion. Die Deutsche Märchenstraße ist eine Touristenattraktion in Deutschland.
Touristenattraktion.
Attraktion, yeah. Those words always seem to be the worst ones. If you know them from English, you automatically go into English.
Right. Would you like to translate?
I sometimes do it as well. No, I'll let you translate it.
The German fairy tale route is a tourist attraction in Germany.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got translation. The official translation is the German fairy tale route is a tourist attraction in Germany. Phrase 7. Die 600 Kilometer lange Strecke verläuft von Hanau in Mitteldeutschland bis Bremen im Norden.
Ja, die 600 Kilometer lange Strecke verläuft von Hanau in Mitteldeutschland bis Bremen im Norden.
So when I said a few moments ago this was a trip around town, I wasn't quite right, was I?
No, that's why I said it's a bit more than that.
Right, the 600 kilometer long, which is 180 miles, runs from Hanau in mid Germany,
Yeah,
until to Bremen in the north.
yeah. So it's quite a distance, 600 kilometers.
It is.
I don't think you could walk. Well, some people might walk it.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's a challenge, isn't it? I mean, it's what? If we say it's 480 miles, then that's 16, 17 marathons, a lot of marathons. Yes. Okay. Anyway, carrying on. So we've got the translation is the 600 kilometer long route runs from Hanau in central Germany to Bremen in the north. Phrase 8. Heute ist der Rattenfänger eine Redewendung.
Ja, heute ist der Rattenfänger eine Redewendung.
Today the Pied Piper is a... I don't know, Angelika. What is it?
Well, we have two translations. One could be an idiom, but as it's only one word, idioms usually are a sentence. As it's only one word, it's more like a figure of speech.
Nope, you got me. Help!
What, a figure of speech?
Well, I know what a figure of speech is, but I don't know the translation.
That is the translation. Today, the Pied Piper is a figure of speech.
Okay, fine. I was flummoxed on that. And the next one, so the translation is today the Pied Piper is a figure of speech. So it's part of the everyday language. So, yeah.
Well, you will find out in a minute why it's a figure of speech, where people use the word Rattenfänger.
Right.
And that will be not in this sentence. Well, this sentence is the first part.
Okay.
It will be in the second part.
Wenn eine Politiker den Leuten allerlei Dinge verspricht, damit sie ihm folgen.
Ja, wenn ein Politiker den Leuten allerlei Dinge verspricht, damit sie ihm folgen. I thought I'd be a bit topical here.
Right. When Leute is people, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. So when a politician of the...
Now, den Leuten verspricht means promises people.
Right. Okay. Promise things. When a politician promises things to the people, asking them to follow him.
Yeah, that would be a translation. So that they follow him, yeah.
Politician first, and translation is when a politician promises people all kinds of things. Alle Dinge.
Yeah. Allerlei Dinge, all kinds of things.
Right. Okay. And last one, nimmt man ihn einen Rattenfänger.
Nennt man ihn einen Rattenfänger.
They call him a pied. So we say this together. they call him a Pied Piper.
Yes. I thought that just takes us nicely back from the fairy tale to today's politics. And I'm sure we can all, it doesn't matter which country we live, I'm sure we can all think of one or two politicians who we wouldn't mind calling a Rattenfänger.
Right, let's rewind and go back to the beginning. And in perfect German, of course, Angelika is going to read the sentences in German and I'm going to read them in English. So this is the recap bit. So let's go back to the beginning. And Angelika, it's over to you.
Hameln ist eine Stadt in Niedersachsen.
Hamelin is a town in Lower Saxony.
Hameln ist bekannt durch die Sage vom Rattenfänger von Hameln.
Hamelin is known from the legend of the Pied Piper of Hamelin.
1284 sind laut der Geschichte 130 Kinder aus Hameln verschwunden.
It sounds better when you say it.
Thank you.
According to the story, 130 children disappeared from Hamelin in 1284.
Your English is pretty good as well, isn't it?
Thank you.
Das Hamelner Museum hat die größte Rattenfänger-Sammlung weltweit.
Translation is, the Hamelin Museum has the largest Pied Piper collection in the world.
Mit dieser Symbolfigur des Rattenfängers ist Hameln auch Teil der Deutschen Märchenstraße.
Märchenstraße. The word learnt. With this symbolic figure of the Pied Piper, Hamelin is also part of the German fairy tale route.
Die Deutsche Märchenstraße ist eine Touristenattraktion in Deutschland.
The German fairy tale route is a tourist attraction in Germany.
Die 600 Kilometer lange Strecke verläuft von Hanau in Mitteldeutschland bis Bremen im Norden.
The 600-kilometer long route runs from Hanau in central Germany to Bremen in the north.
Heute ist der Rattenfänger eine Redewendung.
Today, the Pied Piper is a figure of speech.
Wenn ein Politiker den Leuten allerlei Dinge verspricht, damit sie ihm folgen,
When a politician promises people all kinds of things to follow him,
nennt man ihn einen Rattenfänger.
they call him the Pied Piper or a Pied Piper. Right, there we are. Where we're going?
No, I just thought, going back to the story of the Pied Piper.
Surely.
When I looked up sentences for Hamelin, I found out that the legend comes from sort of two incidents that actually happened in Hamelin.
Ah, okay.
One was there was a rat plague, and somebody helped them to get rid of it. And the other one was there were a lot of youngsters disappeared. They weren't children, they were young adults. And it sounds of they reckon that they were enticed away to another place for better work. So they didn't disappear in a mountain or something like this.
No.
They were headhunted
Yes,
by another town or anything.
That happened in England too, where they went looking for employees when they were short and there was no loyalty to the town. They just went and followed the money. Right.
Makes a lot of sense.
It does.
So next week, next session, not
in
next
zwei
week,
Wochen.
In 2 Wochen, yeah, we'll have a place with I, which that's the next letter in the alphabet.
And I don't know where that will be. Angelika, would you like to?
That makes 2 of us. Because
would you like to close the show?
Well, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you've enjoyed finding a few things, maybe a few new things about Hameln. And we'll see you in 2 weeks' time. So it's tschüss von mir.
Und tschüss von mir. Bis später.